Hello and welcome to Headliners. You first look at tomorrow's top stories with three comedians. Before we dive in, let's take a look at what Lewis and Nick will have to work with on Sunday's front pages. The Sunday Telegraph. Reeves to wage war on waste as Labour critics circle. The Mail on Sunday. Musk and Cummings in plot to sabotage UK politics. Sunday Times has pressure grows on Starmer to sack minister. The Sunday Express. IVF miracle powered by AI tech. The Observer has no negotiation on children's safety, warns big tech. And finally, the Daily Star Sunday, multitasking turns you into a half-wit. So as long as you're doing three jobs, it's profit. Let's have a close look at some of those front pages. Then we start with the Sunday Mirror, Lewis.
Sunday Mirror. Thank you, Steve. Hi, Steve.
Pleasure.
Good to see you. This is Sunday Mirror. It's £2.80 if you want to buy it tomorrow and on Sunday. It's but you can get it for 85p a day.
No.
For up to 6 months.
Well, that's a £2 something saving, isn't it?
Go to page 20. Page 20. Anyway, here's the big news. Good to see you, Nick.
Good to see you.
Big news. MPs for MP. It's 9 jobs. Nigel is his nickname because he's got 9 different jobs. Steve, and including £91,000 for an MP, and he's selling gold, and he's doing stuff. And this is in the Daily Mirror, the Sunday Mirror, and the Mirror is famous for lazy. What?
£2.80. I just wanted to reiterate the price in case I forgot.
Do you know what? I don't care about it. I'm not going to go out and buy it. I get it for free over here. But
you get the front page.
I get the front page.
That's all you need, isn't it?
But the point is, this is the Mirror, and they're incredibly left wing. So they're like shocked that anybody has a job, that anybody would want to have a job. And here's Nigel Farage doing 9 jobs.
Nick.
Well,
Your
yes.
thoughts on our colleague?
No, Lewis covered it brilliantly. I mean,
how much is that?
So absurd. I mean, well, it's £2.80, and which is less than Nigel Farage earns per week by a lot. Because but the ridiculousness of this is what's Starmer worth? About 7.7 million people estimate. What's Blair worth? 60 million, some people say. Lord Ali, 200 million. Yeah. What does it matter? Obama, $70 million. I mean, which I think is probably under. I mean, Farage is one of the most famous people in the world, probably. Of course he has money. What are you talking about? No one cares. What the Mirror also don't seem to grasp, there's always been a symbiotic relationship between the aristocracy and the working class. Not saying Farage is an aristocrat, but they say, man of the people. Yes, that's perfectly reasonable. You always go back to feudal times. The feudal lord had an understanding with the people. This is not anything new, and it's not a contradiction. So the Mirror needs to understand that. And I hate this stuff because Led by Donkey's been putting up these things in Clacton. Oh, look how much Nigel Farage earns. It's like, could you put up something about grooming gangs, maybe? You know, the horrible things that have happened to girls. Stick one of those up. But no, it's all this pathetic attack on Farage. I'm over it.
One thing, sorry to jump in, but one thing that always bothers me with this is the idea that if you're from a working class background or if you're the man of the people, you somehow have to fail. And if ever you do start to do well, you're not allowed to represent the working class anymore.
Right.
Which just guarantees the working class are represented by people who can't work.
Yeah, how would you have any representation? Yeah. Because who's going to be the Prime Minister or Prime Minister material and have no money?
This is why the United States is the greatest country in the world. Because they want people to be... And
it's not US TV, mate.
Yeah, no, well, I don't
GB stands for.
I'm looking for my exit thing right now. The whole place is changing. And the point is that in America, they want people to be successful. The people want to be successful, which is why the left is dead in America.
That's why you left.
And that's why I left. Totally why. You think if I was a winner there, you think I'd be over here in this country?
To be a winner here.
Yeah.
I haven't been a winner here.
You're a small fish in a really small pond.
But there's been certain times when I've become more successful than I've been, and you could feel the hostility amongst the people.
Oh, really?
Yes.
That was the problem, is it?
Your friends would just pull you back down.
They wouldn't pull me back down, but you lose your friends because they think, oh, you're going to become famous. You're not going to talk to them.
They're like, you've changed, and we're glad.
Well, let's take another look at where we go on to the Mail on Sunday now, Nick. What do they treat us with?
Well, they've got Musk and Cummings in plot to sabotage UK politics. It's actually a very interesting story. So the theory is that Dominic Cummings is working with Elon Musk to come up with all these tweets and sabotage our politics. Now, it is very possible because Dominic Cummings knows people in tech and he's quite fond of getting rid of rubbish prime ministers. You know, he's plotted to get rid of Boris, they say. Now he's plotting to get rid of Starmer. So goes the story. Don't sue me, Dominic. But it's possible. He also doesn't love Nigel Farage. So when Musk suddenly tweeted, Farage hasn't got what it takes, was it the hand of Cummings? That's what this asks. Someone close to Musk, a so-called Musk ally, says it's 100% true that he's advising Musk on Doge and government efficiency, which is perfectly logical. But the question is, how far does it go? And is it true, of course? I don't know if it is. This is what they're reporting. But I don't even mind if it is true. Why wouldn't... Dominic Cummings knows a lot of tech people. He's very smart. He understands British politics. Why wouldn't he work with someone like Musk To me, it's a no-brainer.
It sounds like a no-brainer, but it's totally not true. It's one of those. I mean, it's one of those situations where, like, do I talk about my relationship with Elon Musk? No, because Elon Musk got 1 million people who are talking to him. He probably has met Elon Musk once, but he's British. He's going, my friend. It's like the same way Nigel Farage is like, oh, Elon Musk was my best friend. He's going to give me £100 million, and then all of a sudden he changed, or $100 million. And then he changes his mind.
I love that you had to look at the front page to remember Nigel Farage's name.
Because he's off my list now.
9 jobs, Nigel. Look, it's the allegations he's in a WhatsApp group with Musk, Cummings, and an American businessman. I find that highly plausible. I'm not surprised you're not in the WhatsApp group, but I find that plausible. Cummings has a theory that the next election, and he said this openly, that the main parties, Reform, Tories, and Labour might all hit around 20%, and then that'll leave the door open for something better to come through, a Cummings type thing. Because his concern is always that Farage has a certain electoral limit. So maybe that's why.
How could you fall for this?
How could I fall for it?
It's just, I mean, maybe it is true.
How can I fall for a guy that knows big tech people and is very central to UK politics? Is talking to someone in big tech who tweets a lot about UK politics?
I think you might remember that this is the same guy who did something. I don't even remember what he did with Boris Johnson. You remember what he did driving up to?
I do. You don't. Though.
Yeah.
Everyone else remembers. But I know it was. I get a bad feeling from this guy. Number one, he wants to start a new party. Well, it is so difficult to start a new party.
You should watch all his podcasts. You would like him. He's fascinating on podcasts. He's against the kind of the man like you are.
Against me. Well,
no, against the man, like the system.
Well, that's what I am, and maybe we need another party because of.
I changed his view instantly.
Well, is he interested in me?
No, I'm saying not interested in you. I see. That's what happened. You thought Nick was saying he might be interested in you, in which case, tell me more about this.
I'm saying you would like him, some of the stuff he says. That's all I'm saying.
He might like you because he's got terrible eyesight.
Does he know who I am?
He does.
Anyway,
he asked me about you yesterday.
Can we discuss this Rachel Reeves thing? I don't know whether we're going to discuss it later, but she's going to China today. First of all, she doesn't even look like Rachel Reeves. She looks like Jack Nicholson's first wife, Angelica Houston, does she not?
Yeah.
I suddenly
very
hot
pretty.
take. Yeah.
Very hot. Anyway, she's... What?
That was your hot political take. Yeah, very hot. Oh, in the Addams family.
Well, you want to find them attractive, and you can't find her attractive because she's such an idiot. She's going to China. No one has told her that China is this close to losing its government. Is the Chinese government, the commies are going down there, and I guess maybe they think, oh, that we're the same as them. We're another left-wing party going down. And the point is that China, the population of China, it might be half as much as it was. It's not 1.4 billion people.
Yeah.
It could be as little as 700 million people because they had all these laws. Yes.
And they don't always tell the truth, I've heard. You know what?
Yeah.
We talked about this last night. We couldn't stop Lewis talking about it tonight. I love your line, you want to find them attractive. Why do you want to find chancellors attractive?
Because you have to look at them. The most important thing in comedy. This is why I'm a success. Because look at how great I look. People want to look at me.
The thing with Alistair Darling, I mean, those eyebrows.
Right.
They were appealing, and that's why.
You have to look at them, yeah. And by the way, this paper's £2.20.
That's what we needed.
$1.90 to subscribe.
Oh, sorry.
Observer, Lewis, what's their price?
The Observer, this is the Guardian, because the Guardian, who owns them, are going to put them out of business. Their price is, hold on, I'll tell you what the Guardian's price is, £4. So it's the most expensive paper. No, I think
that's crazy.
The Times is a bit more.
That's crazy.
But it's a left-wing paper, and they're willing to throw away any amount of money. They want to die poor. Those people, unless they've got billions of dollars, the left. Oh,
does it have any stories tonight?
No, it's just
it says basically no negotiations on children's safety. Labor warns big tech, and that's because Zuckerberg of Meta, of Facebook and whatever it is, WhatsApp, he's saying we're not going to go through we're not going to be fooled anymore because I guess Trump has scared him. Trump has scared him. And this guy, Peter Kyle, is the tech secretary under Labour, and he's saying we want to get some more money into the UK.
Nick, your thoughts?
Nailed it. I mean, it's exactly that. But you wonder, they're trying to pitch the UK as the sweet spot for the development of AI and how great they'll be. But the problem is we're going to have all this censorship, which they're always hinting at, and Ofcom censoring everything. Will people want that? Because Zuckerberg has come out very pro-America free speech now. He's gone full MAGA. Yeah. So, we've got to be less wet if we're going to pitch ourselves as that IMH show.
I agree with that. The point is we live in I've been here for 25 years. This is a police state. It is, they're constantly knocking on people's doors. They're arresting people for tweeting.
They're knocking on your door.
Yeah, knock on Lewis's to check if that visa's up to date.
Yeah. Well, actually, it just... No, I'm not going to...
We've got time just to cram, but we'll cram this one in the Daily Star Sunday, Nick. What's their front page?
Sure. They've got multitasking turned you into a half-wit, and it's about doing too many things is bad, which we've known. Haven't we known that for ages? Yeah. It's all about deep work now. You sit in a room for 4 hours, stare at the wall. I mean, Lewis Schaefer does that already, but you're meant to do deep work now.
Yeah. But you're right, we've known for decades now that you can't multitask. You can simply do little chunks of one task at a time. Even if you think you can multitask, you can't. It's been proven, and which still men can't multitask.
Well, why do you think that is? Who are the people who are pushing multitasking? Women. And what do they accomplish?
I think you can multitask because Lewis manages to look this good while knowing the price of newspapers at the same time.
This is the Star, and I actually recommend the Star because the Sunday Star is £2.10.
Why have you got on a separate piece of paper when they're on the front of the paper?
Well, that's because just on this one's on the front of it, but the other ones aren't. They don't
tend to put the price on the front.
I love that you've done preparation, but that's what you prepared. You could have prepared anything, but that's what you went with.
Because people are asking me for this.
Yeah, beautiful. Right, well, that's the front pages all fully priced.